They're invading from space again and again and again, and we thank them for it, because if they weren't invading from space, we wouldn't have these awesome games called Space Invaders. Originally invading arcades in 1978, many of us grew up with Space Invaders in our Atari 2600 collection, and it's still kicking ass today. But this version has evolved. Space Invaders Infinity Gene is not just another revamped version of Space Invaders with different graphics. Oh no, this game has more in common with Japanese spaceship shooters like Mars Matrix, which rely heavily on combos to rack up insane points, than your Atari 2600 version of Space Invaders. You want to keep that chain meter going in the top right. If you stop blowing up enemies for a second or two, you lose your chain, and then your points are pretty much worthless. The trick to big scores is not just staying alive, but shooting things constantly. Very similar to the excellent Mars Matrix on the Dreamcast, and a number of other Japanese spaceship shooters, but that's the one that comes to mind. I love the crisp style in Infinity Gene. The game is constantly moving and pumping away with cool techno, and as you play through it, you unlock bonus stages and other things like new weapons, which totally change the gameplay. Enemies which were previously undefeatable at the corners of the screens suddenly become easy targets, depending on which weapons you're using. But like any shooter, each weapon has an upside and a downside. I like the wave, but it doesn't shoot very quickly. However, when you want to clear out a wide path of enemies and rack up some serious combo points, the wave is the way to go. Every now and then you encounter an end boss, and there's several different modes of gameplay. There's your basic shooter mode like this, where you play through the game and rack up points. There's challenge stages, bonus stages, and there's even a mode where you can play where the game somehow works with the music on your hard drive. I wasn't able to test that because I have no music on the hard drive, but you can do that if you want. Space Invaders to Menudo, awesome! Space Invaders Infinity Gene does require repeat gameplay because the first couple times you play the game, it's not entirely clear what it is you're trying to shoot or what you can fly through. It takes a while to just get the style of the game. But the more time you spend with it, the better it gets, because then you start figuring out your little tricks and how you can rack up serious combos. You see, that was bad. I shouldn't have done that. This is a downloadable game for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. We're watching the PS3 version. I first caught a glimpse of this awesome game at E3 2010. It was tucked away in the back of the convention, and I thought it should have been front and center. It was just such a cool game that was really overshadowed by all of the big budget shooters and stuff. Fans of shmup-style spaceship shooters, Japanese spaceship shooters, should really dig this game. Because while it may not be as hard as many Japanese spaceship bullet hell-style shooters, the combo system will keep you coming back for more, because you'll constantly find new ways to rack up your combo points, or chains as they call it. And also, I like the way that the game uses the entire screen. You rarely see games do that. There's enemies that just seem to crawl on the left and right sides of a widescreen HD display, and it's just a very crisp, unique style that looks great. I'm playing this with the PS3 controller using the D-pad, which I think works the best for this game to give you the ultimate precision, because sometimes you have to move horizontally through lines of shots or just do your basic bullet hell style dodging. And, you know, you've just got to give a round of applause to Taito and everyone involved for keeping the Space Invaders series alive as long as they have. And it doesn't feel old. It doesn't feel like it's getting repetitive. As this game suggests, the series continues to evolve.